All right, it is media day. We are in 10-5A Division I talking with Coach James Brittain of Angleton. Coach, I say this to every coach, it seems like in 5A Division I, it's a 9-team district, so you don't have much time before the games that count start. What do you feel about the district you have? You lost to Pato and Hightower, which is probably a good thing because they were doing quite well. But you gained a couple Magnolia teams, and you gained Fringewood, who you took out in the playoffs. So talk a little bit about the teams you have in your district and what you think about it.
Yeah, you're right. You know, a 9-team district, you don't have a whole lot of room and a whole lot of time to hit your stride before district play starts. You know, so week 3. You're playing a district ball game, you know, and for us, week 3 is going to be Manville, you know, and so we know, right out the gate, we're going to get a good one early in the season. And our district is really competitive. You know, it's a good district and it's fun being in competitive districts like this. But we know there's only 4 playoff spots available and there's 9 really good football teams in our district, you know, and so you really have to show up each and every week. You know, it's important. When you're in 19 districts and you have the quality of teams that we have, that you have to peak early. You know, you can't wait to, hey, let's make sure we're peaking at week 8, 9, and 10 and moving to the playoffs. You got to be peaking at week 3 and 4 because if you're not playing really good ball early on, you know, you'll put yourself in a really bad position. And so we know that we're going to have to take advantage of every opportunity early in the season to make sure we're getting better. And when we get to week 3, we're ready to go.
We talked a little bit off camera, but a little bit of a surprise there. The Magnolia teams in there. It's like an hour and a half away from you. It's going to be quite a trip. When I don't know if you guys play them on the road. Both teams of them on the road this year or not, but one of the 2 years you're going to have to play them on the road.
Right.
Talk about how surprised you might have been to see those guys on your.
Yeah. We were surprised to see Magnolia West coming in with us, and you know, we've traveled in the past. You know, I've been in Angleton since 2011. We've been in with Victoria East, Victoria West, Calhoun. You know, so that's nothing, you know, too crazy as far as travel. And before I was here, I was in San Angelo. You know, and our closest game in San Angelo was 2 hours, and we had district games that were 6 hours away. So the travel, you know, it's not that big a deal. You know, we didn't expect it. Those are 2 really good football teams. Adding to a district that was already really good, you know, and so we know that you're going to have to be ready to go every week.
Yeah, you talked about last year and how powerful that district was last year, and you guys had to fight and claw, and you got into the playoffs. You know, you finished 8-4, 5-3 in district. Talk about now looking at it. I mean, we talked a little bit about it. Now, I mean, you got to be even extra powerful coming right out the gate, and it looks like you guys got some good skill position players coming back.
Right. So this past year we had 0 returning starters on defense, you know, and next year we'll have 9, you know, and so we've had a really good junior group that was able to fill a lot of starting positions for us this past year, and so them gaining that extra year of starting experience is definitely going to benefit us. It's going to help us, you know, just sometimes you learn so much by experience, and you can't learn sometimes on a practice field. You know, watching video, stuff like that. You actually have to be out there playing to get some of that game day experience. And so we feel really excited about that. We've got 34 seniors on the football team next year, and so we feel like we have a great group of kids with experience. Adrian has been on our varsity since he was a freshman, and he did start the last 2 ball games for us as a freshman at quarterback. And so he's had some really good experience. You know, he'll be a junior. We returned 6 guys on our offensive side, and we do return our starting running back, and we've got some good receivers coming back and some more offensive linemen. You know, and defensively we've got 9 returning starters, and so we feel great about that experience. We feel great about our quarterback being in our system for the past 3 years and playing on that varsity level, and we know that there's big things coming for Adrian.
You talked about your defense coming along. Let's talk a little bit more about that. You guys pitched a couple shutouts last year. You also had that tight game with Hightower. I mean, you guys proven, I believe you said you had no returning defensive players last year, and yet they still, proved their weight and gold there. Talk about how you expect them to step up this year.
So last year we did have 1 returning starter, but he switched positions, so I didn't necessarily count that. But yeah, I mean, there was times that we played great defense, and there was times we felt like we should have played a little bit better. And when you have, no returning starters, those positions, you are going to see some ups and downs. And so just gaining that experience, playing in big ball games. I mean, we played Katy Pato, and that game wasn't a great game for us. Obviously they're really good. They won the state championship. But there was times in that game that we played really good defense, and it got away from us early in the first quarter with turnovers, quick scores, scoring on special teams. But once the game settled down, second, third, fourth quarter, we played some really good defense there. And at Hightower, same deal. We played really good defense in that game, and we had an opportunity to get a stop and win the game. With about 3 minutes left in the game, and weren't able to get it done. And there's been, against Friendswood, defense played lights out against Friendswood in the playoffs. And so they know the level that we expect. I'm a defensive coach, and at Angleton, we're always going to preach defense first, and scoring's fun, and scoring gets the fans excited and all that. But we're going to build our program around playing great defense.
Well, one more player I want to talk about is Kerrion Goings, to talk a little bit about his athletic ability and how you'll be able to use him this year. Yeah,
Kerrion's a versatile athlete, and so he was the utility player of the year, and so that means he can do everything. So he's played safety for us, he's played receiver for us, he's lined up at running back, he's lined up at quarterback, he's lined up at corner. So he's a guy that we can kind of put all over the field because he has that unique skill set of being able to play all positions. He's got the height, he's got the speed, he's got the toughness. He can do a lot of things for us. He helps us out on special teams. And so, he's somebody that just helps you out because you can move him around so many different places, and it helps you with matchups and those kind of things.
And we talked about starting district play in week 3. Who are your first 2 non-district games?
So we'll go to Montgomery Lake Creek, and then we will host Clear Lake in week 2. And we know that both of those opponents are really good teams. And Montgomery Lake Creek's a newer school, and they've really started to catch their stride these last couple of years. And so we know that's going to be a large task. I believe they have lots of returning starters. And then Clear Lake's got a couple Power 5 kids they're highly ranked in the state of Texas. And so we know we'll have our hands full there. And Coach McCray is from Angleton originally, so he's excited about being able to come back to his hometown and play. And he's got a couple guys on his staff that are also from Angleton. So that'll be a little fun kind of game inside the game.
Well, that's awesome. Well, good luck to you this year. And it's going to be tough powering through that district, but getting those top 4 spots, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the playoffs if that does happen.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. We're excited about it.